everybody, this is Onisha Biggs with another pharmacy tech lesson. So today it's not going to be a per se direct lesson within the field such as math or DEA scheduled drugs or things like that, though I think we have some questions about that. But today is going to be the launch of our December Ask Me Anything, so our AMA, where you guys ask questions and I give you answers. So let's get it started. Let's see, we have Pleb Cola asks, how much, if at all, do you worry about giving someone the wrong meds? Okay, so Pleb Cola, I really don't too much worry about giving someone the wrong meds. I mean, though there is a chance of it happening, the way we're trained as pharmacy techs, there are procedures that we go to ensure that we do not give someone the wrong meds. And I mean, they are thorough checked from the top of the process to the bottom. So first of all, you have to get the patient's information. You're going to put in their information along with that medication. Typically, especially when it gets to the pharmacist check, they're going to look at the dose to make sure that the doctor even prescribed something that was reasonable. And they're also going to check the pill or the liquid to see if this is the right drug that is being given. And also, you can look at the identification IDs that are on the bottled prescriptions. This helps us also to ensure that we give the correct medication. So knowing that we go through those processes, plus we check it as text, plus we have to scan it in so the computer checks it, plus after that, the pharmacist checks it, not really too worried about giving a patient the wrong medication. And I want to ask you, has that ever happened to you? Have you ever received the wrong medication? Good question. We have a question from and they ask, how has the new DEA laws affected your business? Also, how much blame should be attributed to pharmacies for the prescription drug problem? When thinking about the DEA drug laws, I mean, are you speaking on a new drug law? Because I talked with some pharmacists regarding this question, and I haven't, and they haven't either heard of any new DEA drug laws. But I guess the answer would be this: with drugs that require DEA checks and that go through that process, typically the patient, they need the drug anyway. It hasn't really affected the pharmacy business from what I can see. You know, they just bring their green sheet in or bring in their prescription for that scheduled drug. And they go through the correct procedures and they show their license, identification, and whatever, and they get it checked and they get their meds. So as far as it affecting business, I'm sure it has affected a lot of illegal business that are happening. But as far as it affecting retail pharmacy or clinical pharmacy setting, hasn't really done much for that. Okay, Bordish asks, how often do you come across fake prescriptions for pain meds? So, wow, a lot of funny stories behind this, because typically when, first off, let me answer your question. So it happened, I think, twice. And typically when it happens, okay, so one time, I'll share with you the story. One time, the guy who presented the prescription, after I could tell he was kind of nervous. And after he knew that I identified this prescription, the pharmacist identified it as faulty and we weren't going to accept it, you know, he kind of just slid it away and he just trucked along, you know, no argument there, just left. So that's one case. And another case, a patient was trying to push a script and actually got angry at us. So that happens a lot in retail. A patient got frustrated that we weren't accepting their prescription. It wasn't, when we processed it through, it wasn't a legitimate prescription for a C2 drug. So it happens time to time. Like I said, I was in retail for a couple of years, and I would say it happened twice. 2 cases where I can remember that happened. Jay Pinsek asks, why does it take 3 days for me to be able to pick up my prescription at the pharmacy, even if I know they have the medication? Great question. So, Jay Pinsek, I know a lot of people have this question, especially patients that come to the pharmacy. In retail pharmacy techs, you'll deal with this a lot. But Usually, there can be a number of things. So if the medication is there and they're telling you have to wait 3 days, typically it's because it's a controlled drug and they aren't, if there was a 30-day supply given prior, then they have to wait until those days run out, according to what your doctor prescribed you. They have to wait until those days run out. Legally, they have to do this until they can re-administer you the next prescription or your refill. It could be that your doctor wrote a certain date where the drug could be given or could be administered to you. So, for instance, let's say you bring the prescription in on the 20th and the doctor writes on there November 23rd. Well, we have to go by the date that is written there. So 23rd would have to be the date that we dispense that medication to you. Is that, I hope I'm clear on that. If you want to go further into that question regarding your delay, then just ask me and let me know. But typically, I know to patients it just seems like we don't want to give them the medication, but trust me, we want you guys to get your medications. A lot of times our hands are tied and it just seems like sometimes it's something that happens on the insurance end, sometimes it's something that happens on the doctor's end, or it's just a legal bind that we're put in. But we always, always, always want to make sure that patients get their medication because we absolutely hate when patients get upset at us. Like I said, a lot of times we really do care about the patients, and a lot of times we're upset ourselves that they're put in this bind, be it financially or they need their medication and they just aren't able to get it right then. So there are a lot of different factors that factor into why this delay may have happened to you. How much stuff do you throw away due to expiry dates? Great question. So in both retail and especially in clinical, I can say we throw away a lot of drugs. We throw away a lot of plastic. The little Ziploc bags, we throw away a lot of those in clinical setting. We throw away a lot of syringes. We waste a lot. And in the clinical setting, I can say it's due to expired drugs, and also it's due to the procedure and the cleanliness that we have to maintain. So let's say, for instance, if you started to draw up maybe a drug and you realized it was expired, well, you have to throw that syringe away. Even if you didn't draw it yet, if you just snapped it on there to proceed to draw it, you have to throw it away. So that's just a wasted syringe. If you drop a syringe on the surface, throw it away. Because this, especially in a clinical setting, this is very crucial because this will open up a patient. This could potentially put them in danger. That lack of cleanliness or allowing some type of microbacterial to get on the syringe, and it could make that patient even more sick, or they could get an infection. But as far as for expired medications, we throw away quite a bit, a whole lot, a lot. Next question, Kid Crush. Hey, thank you for doing an AMA. No problem, Kid Crush. Thank you for asking a question. I am currently a retail pharmacy technician with 1 year experience. I am also an undergraduate student at my state university, and I am getting my SCAT hours in January. I'm hoping to leave my retail job and move into a clinical setting. Is there any advice you can give me or further steps you can suggest? I also wonder how often you do extemporaneous compounding. Kid Rush, I want to make sure I address your whole question, all the questions that you have. And I want to start out by saying, like yourself, I started out pretty much the same way. By the way, I'm still an undergrad student. I'm in my last year of college. So I started out the same way as yourself. In college, I actually started as a pharmacy tech at the end of junior college, I think. It was like my last year or last semester in junior college when I got hired on as a pharmacy tech. But I started the same way you did, and I want to say this. Kudos to you. I hope and pray that, like myself, you graduate college debt-free because I'm in my last year of college. I had no help from parents, no support as far as financially wise. It was all on me. As a college student, I worked a job, and I also work in ministry with my church. So very busy student. As far as you leaving your retail job and moving into a clinical setting. So you say you have 1 year experience. That's actually well enough experience for you to get a clinical job. Email me at pharmacytechlessons@gmail.com because I would like to know what state you live in so that I can check on the laws and see what route particularly you need to take to get into the clinical setting. Because I know in Texas, there was a certain extra certification that was needed to get into the clinical setting. But I got that certification within 1 month and I was working. Yeah, and my salary, literally it doubled from going from retail to clinical setting. So okay, let me know what state you're in, and I'm going to send you a guide. I actually have a specific guide and post on what you need to do to get from retail to clinical setting. But I first want to make sure that you're squared away with all your requirements to get into clinical setting according to your state. So it varies state by state. Certain states require certain processes and applications. So that's what I want to make sure of first before I give you that guide. Okay. Also, and then you also ask, I also wonder how often do you do extemporaneous compounding? Okay, so compounding, I actually do quite a bit in the clinical setting, although it doesn't, the crazy thing is it doesn't feel like compounding anymore. I guess because it's so much a part of the process in the clinical setting in the pharmacy that I work at, it really doesn't feel like compounding. It's not like, oh, I'm compounding now. It's just like, you know, I'm making up this med and I'm going to get it to the patient. And also, Kid Rush, I didn't see you say that you were PTCB certified. So that's definitely, to get into the clinical setting, that's definitely something that you want to seek out and pursue. If you see to where you're having trouble, especially on the math parts, because that's where a lot of people have trouble, you check out this channel here. I have plenty of videos uploaded and are going to be coming regarding math and pharmacy tech, the PTCB certification. Okay, next question. Office Worker 2015 asks, how is the pay as a pharmacy? For me, in my case, it was good. And it's still good. I'm an undergrad college student. I make more than a lot of people make who have graduated college. So when you really put it in those terms, the pay is great. But I mean, it depends on what you're comparing it to. I don't know your lifestyle. I don't know how you live. I don't know your level of expectation as far as pay goes. But if you just want me to throw out some numbers, I know if you're going into retail, it really can go as high, and this is for a starting retail tech. Okay, it can go as high as $15. If you are starting in clinical setting, it can go as high as $21. That's starting in clinical setting. So I know there are a lot of numbers all over the internet, and there'll probably be some people that come on here and try to contradict me or try to say that, well, you know, that's not true, or I've never seen it. But I'm telling you from experience, my experience, what I have seen firsthand, and what I have witnessed from hiring managers as far as how they go about choosing pay grade, how to negotiate your pay grade with these different pharmacies. I would say if you're entering into a pharmacy, shoot high, shoot for the stars. But with that being said, my pharmacy tech job has afforded me to be able to graduate college debt-free. I'm getting ready to graduate college now, and I had no help from parents, and I was not a straight A student, unfortunately, so I didn't have a full scholarship or anything like that. So we have, oh, we get to the funny ones now, funny questions now. Okay, so now we get to the funny questions. We have the Red Cat ask, have you ever been to a Turkish prison? Red Cat, I want to say no. No, I actually haven't. Do they have pharmacies there? I don't know. I've never been to a Turkish prison. Have you? Hit me back in the comments. Let me know. Have you ever been to a Turkish prison? How are the people there? Are you in one right now? And if so, how are you on the internet? Is it federal? I mean, just let me know. Next question is from Stone Cold Bob Saget. And this person asks, how do I know you're really Onisha Biggs and not someone linking to their license? Your proof is sketchier than a box of etch-a-sketches. Okay, Stone Cold Bob Saget. First of all, I want to say thank you for your comment. It was quite amusing, pretty funny. And also, I wanted to give a shout out too to KG Powell. I want to say thank you so much for going through, and I hope it didn't seem sketchy when I did the AMA for you, but thank you so much for going through and answering everyone for me. That really did help a lot for the time being. I did the AMA. I was actually getting ready to get off of work, and I worked the night shift. So I came home and I went to sleep, guys. I did see your comments, but I came home. I got me a little rest first, and then I woke up and I said, okay. And I looked at it and I'm like, oh my God, 27 questions already. So let me get to answering these questions quickly. But I want to say, you know, shout out to KG Powell. You know, no hard feelings. I know I saw in here, seemed like they kind of got upset with me for, KG Powell may have gotten upset with me for not answering questions, but I want to say thank you to you. I want to say thank you to you. You're a pharmacy tech as well, so I always think it's pretty cool when pharmacy technicians can link up and share their information. What state are you from, by the way? But also, KG Powell, I have to address this. You said, I think, was an attempt to push the website. I hope nobody pays for help to pass the PTCB. there's a ton of free material out there, and the exam really isn't that difficult. I would have to object there when you say the exam really isn't that difficult. Depending on your prior learning skill level, the exam may be kind of difficult for some people. I know people that have failed the PTCB exam. I myself failed it the first time, and I was in college already. I already had 2 years of college experience, and I did pretty okay. I had some straight A semesters, but I had some C semesters too. So I wouldn't say that I was a dumb student, but there were just certain parts of the PTCB exam that I actually had a tough time with. As far as hoping that nobody pays for help to pass the PTCB, I agree with you to a certain extent there. I hope no one pays tens of thousands of dollars for help to pass the PTCB, but I also want to say that people, just like if it were an algebra tutor or an English tutor, people are offering their time for the help that they can provide in their services. So I think it's pretty fair to say at Pharmacy Tech Lessons, where we not only help you pass the PTCB, but we help you get a job. Like a job and be in the top ranking sector of payment for pharmacy technician jobs. So that's the information that we provide here. And a lot of this information, it comes from me, from my experiences, but it also comes from other technicians that I team with and partner with to help you get this information. It also comes from pharmacists, some who have been in the pharmacy 20 plus years, some who've only been in pharmacy for 4 to 5 years. So it's all about linking together and sharing the information. Let's see the other part of that question. And saying, I think it was an attempt to push the website. I must say, at pharmacytechadvantage.com, if you check out the blog there, that blog provides a ton of information. And there are a lot more exciting and juicy posts coming to that blog. And as far as paying for material, this channel alone, I mean, look around the place. This channel alone has a wealth of knowledge on it regarding passing the PTCB. So, not sure what your motive or intent was behind your help, your assistance, or your comments, but I do want to say I wish you all the best, and thank you for the information that you did provide. I must say quite a bit of it was very helpful. Back to Stone Cold Bob Saget. I did a special proof especially for you, so you can go and check that out. I understand people are on the internet and it's woo, you know, internet creepy, people are fake, and what's that TV show that used to come on, Catfish? So I understand that people may be a bit skeptical about if it's me, but I can rest assure you, you can check out the proof. I am Onisha Biggs, this is me, and I am the founder of Pharmacy Tech Lessons, which is a channel that will provide you with the news, information, and everything that you need to know regarding around becoming a pharmacy tech, passing your PTCB exam, and getting you ready in your job field, in a career, in the pharmacy technician career. So with that being said, I want to say thank all you guys for your questions. If you have more questions, I'm going to put a link to a video below. And even with your crazy questions and comments, which I would prefer if it stayed on the actual information of pharmacy technician. But if you just have the itch to send me any other kind of question regarding college or something like that, then feel free to. I'm going to post a link to a video down below where you can ask all your questions at. Okay? So you guys take care. God bless you, and you have a great day. Bye-bye.